So we are getting in, give me 1 second to fix that, to the 4K daily or 4K weekly monster stack re-entry only. $20 buy-in, re-entries allowed. One of the few tournaments of the week ACR does this way. And then we got the $20 entry 1750 deep stack knockout. This is a one-shot deal. No re-entry. I believe you get $5 for everybody you knock out, each person you knock out. And we're going to make these a little bigger. And then we got some 10 and L cooking down here. And we're going to get some more in just a minute. Looks like there's 4 more tables. So that's where we're at. That's our grind so far. Ace King in the knockout. Now this thing plays pretty weird. People are going to do some pretty interesting stuff, and you just kind of have to know what you're up against and your general odds. People do flop a lot, which is kind of silly. They really shouldn't. Quick check, we should win. Should have hands like Ace Jack here. Ace 5. Like I said, people do weird shit. Let's make sure the channel's working. Looks good. Alright. Everything looks pretty strong. Fish tag. Absolutely fish tag that. We can defend here. Miss completely. And you win. Oh, I forgot it was a deep stack. 15K chips over here. Nice. What are the rules on this one? I forget. So you can only rebuy after you bust. No add-on. 80 minutes of rebuy time. Cool. Looks pretty good. Don't think there are any other tournaments I'm really looking at. At least not for a few hours, so we'll just take it from here. And I think I'm going to watch a YouTube video I've been watching. Before I finish Iron Man 3. It's just a Canadian customs show. It's very funny. That card's not the greatest, but only because it kills action. He really shouldn't have a 7 very much. We're absolutely going to bet. Posting into aces. I like that. I do think we want a 3-bet here. This is one of those weird spots where it is a re-entry tournament and players do really crazy shit, so if we see something insane like a jam out, we're just going to call it. See a call. Just going to go ahead and bet like it's a pair. Get called. I'm going to continue betting. That's fine. I was going to bet the turn the same either way. This is pretty good over here, especially since this player is short. We're just going to rip it. Hopefully we don't nut up against a set. Yeah, he was trying to get this guy, not me. He's going to have top pair a bunch here. Kings. What took you so long to crack me? I like that you took that long like you're ever folding kings. No 3-bet pre-flop. Just put himself in that situation where he had very few outs. %10 on the flop. 90%er was good. So these guys are all going to go apeshit for my bounty. This guy's actually got less than me. So I'm just going to make sure he gets it in right now. This guy limped and called this raise with this many people behind. And then thought about it like he's ever folding kings. We got this guy covered for a bounty, so if we win, we'll get that. Doesn't look good. I'll take one card off here. Deuce. Guy runs out of straight. That's hilarious. No, I had outs to win. Offsuit deuce. That was fun. Why not let me re-enter that tournament because of that bullshit? It's annoying. Like, what does it hurt? For me to re-enter when I get cracked immediately.
Quick thoughts.
Just trying shit on?
Yeah. The stuff has been in my head.
Hmm. Saw the min raise. I think checking back the flop is important. He bets small. Even if he jams here, I don't think we're going to fold. But we are going to go for value. Shockingly bad. No free showdown, sir. I think there's another, yeah, there's a couple more 10 and L's. So you're playing 5 tables. Almost didn't defend this. But when we have this many chips, we're getting 8-1. I think we can take a shot at this. Ace isn't great, but we're still going to bet. I mean, Queen 10 gets there. We do get paid by an ace, though. King Queen pays sometimes. Okay. Just gonna check that. I think I'll win a fair portion. He's gonna have like 8s or 9s. 10-6. Damn. I don't understand the limping folding out of first. Like, why even limp the hand in the first place if you can't even withstand one raise? I don't mind raising little ones like this because I'm not 100% sure what this player is doing. I mean, it's kind of rough. I don't think he folds any pairs, so yeah, it's a 5. Thanks to boss. Could have used that luck in the 1750. Immediately flopped 2 pair and got sucked out on. Another pointless bet. Three deuce. Like, I would have begged for that 5. So he would have gone off like a motherfucker on that river if the 5 comes off. Dun, 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 dun. Good luck today. Really been enjoying your streams. Thanks, man. How do you combat the donk bet? Ah, the dreaded donk bet. Especially on the turn. The other day I had pocket jacks. I'm gonna guess this one. You had pocket. I'm not looking. I swear to God, I'm not reading it. You had pocket jacks. You raised pre-flop. You got a good flop for you. You c-bet the turn and got called. The turn came off. Player donk led at you, and you didn't know what to do, and you folded. I'm also going to guess that the turn created a draw of some kind. So like a backdoor flush draw may have been prevented, like it was like heart, diamond, spade on the flop, and then a spade hit the turn, and then the player donk bet at you 1/3 to 1/2 the pot. Other day I had pocket jacks raised and got called by the big blind. Flop comes 9-9 deuce. He checks. I bet. Turn is a 3 of hearts. There's the second heart. He leads out for 3/4 pot. What the hell? Okay, that's kind of an interesting one because of the paired flop. A lot of times, if it was 9-8 deuce, I would be a little bit less worried. But a lot of times when players are in the big blind, obviously they can have anything, right? So he's more likely to have a 9 than you. You know that, he knows that versus GTO. So this is a very specific one, right? He leads out 3/4 pot on the turn. The only hand that I can realistically see betting 3/4 pot on the turn that doesn't have you beat is either like a pocket pair of like 8s or 10s, but that's kind of aggro to take it that way. The most likely scenario is if you do have him beat, is that he would have a draw, and it would be a pretty big draw. Like he'd have something like the 4-5 of hearts or the ace-5 of hearts or something. Ace-5 of hearts is a good one. Where he picked up the gut shot and flush draw on the turn and decided to lead at you because obviously you're not going to have a 9 very often when you're opening, right? When you're coming from a normal position. Like what 9s do you have other than pocket 9s? Ace-9, depending on your position. So he has a super nut advantage, right? This is one of those ones where it's an exploit. You're going to have to figure out what you know about this player, what you know about the situation. If you just wanted to go by GTO, you would jam here. You would just jam the turn, and depending on the stakes, you would probably see a call at 50 and L and lower, and it would be a flush draw with a gut shot, or it would be the pair of 10s, 8s, 7s, something like that. Sometimes players will even do it with a pair and a gut shot, so you could have like the ace deuce of clubs or the ace deuce of hearts or something. But in all honesty, that's a really nasty spot, and the thing to remember is that if you get that confused at any point, you can just fold. Like, you can just be like, whoops, and just fold the hand and just be like, fuck it, I'm moving on. With jacks versus the big blind, though, it's a super polarized situation, so I would say probably it's close because maybe 65% of the time you have the best hand, but there's a shitload of cards that beat you. Like, even if he just has the ace 4 of hearts, right? Then you have to dodge all the hearts, you have to dodge aces, and you have to dodge 5s, right? So that's a lot of equity. So if you jam, you can't really expect him to fold because he's kind of doing that so that he can take a shot at bluffing you off the pot, and he probably wants to get all the money in right there. So in that instance, I would say the move would be to call and let the river come off, because if he's bluffing, he's going to continue bluffing. And then if the river comes off and it's a heart, you can go, oh, well, he must have picked up the draw. I guess he's got it. And then when he makes the heart on the river, like, here's the thing. If you raise the turn, he's going to see it as an opportunity to jam all in and try to shove you off your hand and get his best odds on, or get his best equity realization. If you just call the turn, right, and the river comes off and it makes his hand, it makes a flush, he, depending on the card also, because Jack of Hearts obviously makes your full house, but he doesn't know what pair you have. So it could be the 10 of Hearts, 7 of Hearts, whatever, right? Any heart can make you a full house, basically, from 8 on up, right? So it's one of those ones where if he's bluffing, you kind of want to let him bluff and just call, because he's made the good bet, right? He's made a bet that gets you value. So if you call on that turn and then the river misses and he jams, well, now you have a decision, but I think you're much better off calling in that scenario than you are re-raising all in on the turn. But let's say he makes the flush on the river. Most people aren't going to just jam that and get as much money in as they would on the turn. Most people are going to bet smaller because they're like, well, fuck, this guy can see the hearts, I want to get paid something and all like that. So you may get a cheaper showdown at that time. You know, if he bets like a half pot, when on the turn it would have been a bet, you know, twice the size of that. You can decide whether or not it's worth it to call. And going back to GTO, if you had called the turn and the heart had come off on the river and he bet again, you would call the river for a half pot bet. Full pot bet, kind of a bad deal GTO wise, but it's more likely to be a bluff, right? The other scenario here is that he's trapping aces and has decided to let you c-bet once and doesn't want to let you get off with a free card on the turn when a draw becomes possible. But I think that's super rare from the big blind. You're just going to see a 3-bet pre-flop way too often. So yeah, the most likely thing is that he has some kind of uber draw. And this is how you have to look at these. And you only learn these through experience, right? You don't really... There's no real books on this one. You just kind of learn situational things over time, and you see these thousands and thousands of times. And if you know the player is extremely aggressive when he's on draws, well then, easy, right? You know, you just go ahead and jam the money in on the turn, and that's going to be your best opportunity to make money. If you know that he's a nit, and he's only going to bet with a 9, you just fucking fold the jacks, right? Or if he's like a player who doesn't understand the true value of his hand, and he may be raising, you know, a pair of 8s there or something, you know what I'm saying? And just like not wanting to give you a free card if you were to have ace king. You know what I'm saying? So it's the exploits that kind of make you money. It's GTO that gives you a fundamental understanding. But it kind of depends with the donk bet. How much sense does it make? And typically donk bets are when somebody picks up a shitload of equity. So they called you, you know, a standard c-bet with, you know, some backdoor stuff, and then they got their perfect gin card for equity not to make their hand. So like a card that makes them a flush and a straight draw, you know, things like that. I guess we're done with this table, right? Because that one died. Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and check this. We can keep checking. I don't think he's got an 8 as often as my king is good, or an ace as often as my king is good. Wow, he limp called ace jack. That's hilarious. Any paint card dealer. So it's one of those things. There's also a great video if you have pokercoaching.com. There is a donk bet defense video. There's also one on YouTube that I saw not too long ago. I believe it's Faraz Jaka, who talks about defending versus donk bets. All these theorems, by the way, are also for 100 big blind poker. It's much different in tournaments. So if we're talking about tournaments, then you have to tell me how many blinds, you have to tell me what stage of the tournament. It gets a lot more complicated. So as a general rule, I can defer back to cash games, just because it's 100 big blind poker and it's kind of standardized in your, the way you're going to deal with it. If any of that rambling makes sense. Which, it's kind of, it's like asking somebody a question, how do you deal with river check raises? And there's no simple answer, right? We can 3-bet the ace-king. This player's been kind of active, so they may just jam whatever. Three bet small. So I got check raised here. Yeah, we can be up against a set quite often, but also flush draws. Yep, there it is. He makes a straight. Good for him. Aces. Didn't bet the flop. Let me control the size of the pot. He min-raised pre-flop and then checked the flop. I bet turn and river. And he just paid it. Look at this. On the flop, he checks. I just bet half pot on the turn, half pot on the river. He could have gotten an extra half pot bet. He could have gotten an extra street out of that. He cost himself like 20 blinds. 25 blinds. 49 turns, didn't play more than 20 hands in any. Yeah, it goes that way sometimes. Hey, I cracked the 8s. The rebuy here is 15,000 chips, so we're just going to keep jamming until we're reasonably within that range. King or jack. King or jack. Ah. Rebuy. Wow, I didn't miss one hand. Look at that. Dealt me right in. That made a ton of sense. Kind of what I was thinking. Thanks. No problem, man. I actually have a few hands that I've pulled from streams where I was dealing with donk bets. Maybe I'll put something together for you, because I'm trying to make like 3 or 4 videos a week. You know, that I just made one. If you guys haven't seen it, it's the new JMT. Where is it? Yeah, when somebody leads the turn, they kind of give you a lot of information. I think the turn is where you learn the most about your opponents. At least at these low levels. Eight's not awesome. Only because it hurts me. Need like an ace to come off there. I mean, it hurts my action. Gut shot. He can still have an ace very easily. Wow. I did not think he would have King Jack offsuit. Wow. Got a queen. The AC is just blaring today. Don't want to fold it just yet. I don't really love it. Pick up a gut shot, though. That's nice. I mean, this is a reasonable bet with a hand that beats me, but I don't think we fold. It should get checked. This player is most likely to have a jack. See, I hate this because he's betting it just like a king-queen kind of hand. All right, once he's called, I'm going to fold. 6-8. Nice. The other guy have the queen? 10 jack. Once he hits the turn, though, I don't think he's going anywhere. We'd have to raise like monster on the turn. Like we might have to just, even if we put him all in, it's probably not good. I think it's probably not going to dissuade him from getting it in. Fold. In tournaments, that donk lead thing, I fell into it yesterday with jacks, where I raised pre-flop and the button had called and the big blind called. Flop came off 7-7-5, and it checks to me, and I see that 2/3 pot. Both players called, and then on the turn it was a 5, and 7-7-5. Turn was an 8, and the player leads at me for like a small or like a half pot bet, which is what I was gonna do. I called it. The river came off, and it was blank, like a deuce, and he jammed, and I called it, and I happened to have pocket jacks, and he actually had made the straight on the turn. So while I thought he picked up equity in the tournament, obviously it's more solid. Him leaving out to me is kind of crazy though, because it's unlikely, but I can definitely have full houses. But it was a smaller buy-in tournament, so. You got to remember the level you're playing. Players don't think about what could the other guy have. They're just like, oh, I made my hand. It's actually a decent sized 3-bet. I mean, it's not proper, but it's decent. I'm gonna put on my sweatpants in a minute here. I don't mind calling this one. I mind that flop though. Yeah, you got it, man. Betting way too big. He bet it almost correctly pre-flop, but just absolutely duffed it post. Like, why not bet just half pot there, man? He's got a big pair, so he kind of flipped out and just spazzed. If he bets half pot, I'm like convinced. I'm not convinced that he doesn't have just like no pair hand that I can't bluff him off of. But when he goes full pot after that smallish 3-bet, I got to imagine he's got, queens plus. I'm going to lead right at this one. I like leading 2-pair. It's kind of hard to see. Bottom 2-pair is kind of okay to have here too, because there's a lot of jacks. Like when you have Jack 9 or Jack 4 here, it's kind of a bad time. Because somebody can have Jack 9, somebody can have sets of 9s, things like that. But when you have bottom 2-pair, it's far more common that you're going to get action out of top pair than you are second pair, right? So somebody has something more valuable to call you with, so you can just bet 2-pair like all day long. I mean, if you get raised, you may have something to think about, but it's just better to have like in that no raised scenario, it's better to have bottom 2-pair than top 2. Because when you get raised on the turn, you're just going to be looking at a set of 4s so often, it's fucking disgusting. There is a flush draw potential out there, but we do have the straight. We're just going to go ahead and bet. He's got absolutely ego, so he can't play on. I don't hate this. I mean, I think it's a 9 a lot. But we'll go by the riverbed here. He could have made a straight just now. No, wow. He had a lot of good bluffing opportunities. 8 deuce. Limped it too. Oh, come on, get there. Yeah, had to bet this one twice. So this player defends everything. I'm just going to check. My 10s have enough showdown value. He'll tell me if he has something. He's not going to take a shot without something good. If he flicks one chip in here, I can fold these 10s, but he's just never going to take a shot. So there's just no point in bluffing there. Let's go ahead and 3-bet this. I know he's under the gun, but this player has been super active. Is this the same player that fucking got me for the... No, it's not. That guy went to another table. Cold call by a short stack. He could have reopened the betting. It's kind of weird if we get a cold jam behind. It's kind of really bad. I mean, does Marco Polo cold jam queens here? We just see a call. I think we want to down bet versus this player because he's going to be automatically in. I don't know if we ever fold to a jam here. The call's kind of gross. I'm going to check the turn. Jack on the river. Hopefully he's got ace-king. Oh, really? Do you have aces? Because you need aces. You don't have aces. Nice call on the flop, by the way. I love how this guy called pre-flop and then called in the flop. Sweet. Got a good stack going. Hey, lots of people here. I appreciate that, guys. Oh, what was I watching yesterday? Iron Man 3. I'm going to get back to that. Look at this limp min raise. I think we can check this. Four-way pot. I think we should. Look at all these callers. Queen's nice. We're just going to go ahead and bet. This guy re-raise. He did. Cool. Over the top. 9-8. Hilarious. What do you think I have? It was a limp. He min raised. I 3-bet. This is the flop. And then he gets all the money in. Look at the ace-queen. Love that. The ace-queen call-off. He just called pre-flop, and then he fucking calls again. Do I want to throw another one into this tournament? Yeah, I do. I mean, that's just really bad. The fact that he didn't call it, and then he called the jam from under the gun. Like, look at this shit. Like, look at this. Whoops. Sorry. I raised. Call, call, call. Jam. I re-jam for 26k. Alright, we're calling this guy. Aces. Awesome. Hey, look, I got a 9. That's why you put more on the table. And then this guy just fucking calls off for 26k after a cold calling just because he can't fold. Like, even if I win the side pot here, it's 38,000. It's just... Like, if he had 3-bet, I could see it. Because then he could have committed himself, but that's just utter fishery. So, putting 3 buy-ins into this thing when I shouldn't have even been in for 2. So, whatever. It's annoying. Simple king on that flop and I'd have 61,000. But even just no queen. Like, even if I can't beat the 7s, if I beat the ace queen with a 3-outer, I have fucking 38,000. Alright. I'm gonna go on break here in a sec. Check. Got the open ender. I'm just gonna lead it. It's a limp pot.
There's an instance where he has pocket fours here, but I think most of the time we just take it down.
All right, I'll be right back, guys. Got one more tournament tonight, then I take out my frustrations on cash tables. Sounds like Sunday. Holy shit, I was in this table the whole time. I guess we're going to lock up here. Small raise. Oh, side table, you guys can't see it. Okay. Still got about 50 blinds. A little more than that. Yes, post. You asked me if I wanted to wait. Post me. This min raise shit. Check, check, check. I'm going to take a little poke at this. Usually I have to bet twice here. We're just dodging aces, fours, and sixes on the river. Pretty much every other card is okay if we only get one call. Yep. That's pathetic. This guy is unbelievable. Might be okay here. Yeah. Oh. Nice. Is this table dead already? I thought we were just building this table. Guess not. Well, I got 45 blinds out of it. What is this guy taking so long for? These min raises are hilarious. I have a chance to hit my highest point of my main bankroll if all goes well. Nice. Good flop. Tables are dying. Well, we're definitely going 3 times here. Yep, just had to 3-barrel. He could have been on Queen 10, or he could have had like Jack something, Jack Queen or something. I kind of set it up small bet, big bet, big bet. Yeah, this table's done too. Come on. You're greedy. Let's see how dumb you are. Gee, do you have a 5? I bet he might not even have the straight. Oh, he had 5-6. That's why he called, because he had the tip top. He didn't just have the one-liner. Well, that's no good, brother. This is why you can't play every hand. Limp and a min raise. This guy takes so fucking long. He's done this like 5 times. Gee, what a great and unbelievable play. Never has ace-king there even.
If he had done it instantly, I might have considered it. But he took that long and then jammed. That's just only ever aces. It's not even kings.
You fucking donkey joke. And people take that long. Like, you're playing one table, bro. I can see that. I can see that you're playing one table. Yeah, I think I'm going to start up
Or pick up Iron Man 3 where I left off. It's underrated.
I'll definitely say that. I mean, it's not the best of the Iron Man, for sure. I think we can bet here. But it's not a bad movie. It's no Thor: The Dark World. I guess we check here and try to get bluffed by diamonds. Sometimes he does have a jack, so I don't want to overinflate the pot if we're bluff catching. Oh, I'll bet he had a flush draw or a straight draw. 8-6. There's the flush draw. See, we gave him a chance to bluff right there. Because, like, when the board pairs on the turn jacks, he can easily have a jack, but so can I. And when I check the river, it's like there's 85 cents in the pot, right? If I lead out for, 60 cents with my king and even get called, I'm not good. So we see a raise and a not minimum re-raise, but not great one. So we give him the opportunity to bluff, and he just didn't take it. I'll bet if he doesn't hit the 6, he actually might bluff. People sometimes talk themselves into believing that somebody else is on a draw, too. All right. Iron Man 3, here we go. I'm about 18 minutes in. I don't mind calling here because we do have the backup with the heart. Check. got it. Nobody's bluffing twice at that. And he could definitely have had aces. I just wasn't sure if he had the ace of hearts yet. That's the worst card in the deck. If he doesn't bet 2 pair, just take up a new hobby. You win. He was overplaying an ace. Not bad. Full pot bet from a short stack. I like just calling here because we want to see check raises and possibly get all the money in right now. And he can price me right out, can't he? So I got 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 15, 30%, 30, 60. Nope. He can price me out on the turn. Good for him. Could have check raised, but not really the goal. We were trying to get this player involved. I do think if I'm checked 2 here, I do think I can bet. Yeah, this is the call is the problem, not the bet. What's with the call? If he doesn't call, I fold. What's with the call? Or if he doesn't call, I call. And then we don't see a bet on the river? What? Why is this? What happened with this call? Why? Hey, John Favreau, kind of a badass in this. I forgot.
I just blew out a candle.
Huh?
I just blew out a candle.
Did you make a wish?
Stop telling me shit.
No, I appreciate it. Reminds me of my favorite Mitch Hedberg joke. I needed some candles, but I realized I didn't have a candle holder. So I bought a cake. How much longer for the re-entry on this? 2 minutes. Okay. I guess that's the end of the strategy. Five on the turn. I'm just gonna check it.
Let's see.
8 on the river is not bad. Right? It's just not a bet that ever makes sense. This lead out can definitely be top pair, but it's often a draw. It can also be two pair. 9-8's very common, but it's often like the 6-7 draw, not usually the 10 jack. I think if we see a check on the turn, we're going to go ahead and bet just to charge those draws. Yeah, he just folds away. See, like, that's another donk defense right there. He was trying to buy the river, so he just wanted to see the turn. Could have had something like 5-7, like maybe of hearts, and then like just kind of whiff the turn there. But better just to protect and take it down. So, CM in raise, I don't think we have to 3-bet very often to get value here. Sometimes he's got a 10, which sucks, but yeah, we're just going to be good way too often there not to bet. We go ahead and just half pot.
Shit.
I don't see too many aces checking this flop. River's not great, but he's on more heart draws than spade or than gut shots. So I think if we don't get raised, we're going to win here a fair amount. Even on a call, we're going to chop a lot. Nice. He was thinking about it. I just don't want to get beat by like a shitty like King Jack or something. Okay, this tournament's a freeze out now. After 2 bad beats, we're not looking so great. Looks like it got 46.77. Top prize 1239.51. Min cash at 35. 32 bucks. I've got 60 in it, so I gotta come 15th or better to break even. It's a jam stack. See another min raise from our friend here who liked to jam on me. Same thing with the 10s. I'm going to 3-bet. He's under the gun, so it's less believable when he jams again after a long pause, but the call over here is kind of good for me. Yeah. It's just far less likely that he has aces, kings. See a call, check on the turn. No heart on the river, we should be good. Unless he leads for 2/3 pot, in which case he can have all sets. So we're going to give that up. I think we just check. That spade's bad. Ace is even worse. But I'm still good. Pocket 9s? 7s. I don't know. Why bet? Like, for both of us. I shouldn't bet and he shouldn't bet. Ooh. This get bet's going to be way too big, though. Good steal. The longer this guy takes, the stronger his hand is. Much longer do I have to wait on this table? No biggie. I think in position we want to just call here. Ace is pretty good. 10 Jack is there, or Queen 10 is there. I don't know what this bet is supposed to be, but I'm just going to call it. Because I don't know how often the aces show down well. I'm just going to go ahead and call the river. Yeah. So, he didn't know what to do. No point in raising. It's not one we're going to get him off of. Let's go ahead and raise this one. He calls, and I think we bet half pot river and see a call by every ace. And that's when the ace king is good. Yep, ace jack. When players improve immediately, they rarely fold. So he picked up the ace on the turn, let out for bait and showdown, and then he absolutely is never going to fold to a raise. Like, I could have gone much bigger there on the turn, but I wasn't convinced. This is kind of interesting because of the deuce. Yeah, we win there. A lot of straight draws. I think we just go ahead and bet small here. Do see a raise. Shouldn't be a 7. Well, I don't know if it's a pair yet, so I'm just going to call. We can give him credit for a pair now. I don't think we're ever getting 3-bet in this scenario, which is not great. No spade, so let's go ahead and charge. That's a cool scene. When Tony's underwater and Jarvis makes the hand fly off and grab his hand and pull him out. And he would have ripped his organs apart, but you know, still pretty cool. Should put in a command for what movie I'm watching. Oh, look at the gut shot. Now you see the donk out on the turn. This is usually like a 5, the suited 5. Could have picked up the spades. King 10 leads the turn and gets called. How is that good? King 9, that's how it's good. Funny. Player trapped top pair in a ridiculously stupid pot. In a limped pot, he trapped top pair. He just went check, min, raise, bet, call, bet, call. It's the guy who didn't fold the ace queen. I don't think we have any fold equity versus him. Still on 20 blinds. Got a lot of action in those first 2 buy-ins, but all bad. Not all bad, but eventually bad. This is hilarious. This scene in Iron Man 3 where he meets the kid who helps him out when he's in Nashville, when he's stuck there. That kid appears one more time at the end of Endgame at Tony's funeral. It was crazy. It was like this one kid who's in his 20s who I'm like, who the fuck is this idiot? You know, surrounded by the rest of the, Avengers. Fucking looked it up. It's that actual kid and that actor. They were like, yeah, 15 years later, we're just going to call you in for a 12-second cameo for the death of Tony Stark. It's crazy. Min raise call. Donks. Look at this. Just donking air. Donks. Overbet jams. With just no hope. That's hilarious. Don't love it. Don't hate it. Worst spot when this player re-raises. Well, I guess we go small here. Don't think we can fold even if raised. I mean, it kind of sucks. I think we just encourage bluffs, though, and just call. We're just basically trying to get somebody with a pair of tens or jacks or something to dunk it in. And we're calling the river. I've already made the decision. Doesn't matter. If he sucked out, he sucked out. Nope. So it would have been very easy to get away with it. Look at this, ace-6. So I guess we could have gotten it all if we had just jammed river. But it's like, how do you make money here off of ace-6? Well, you bet small like that and instigate the raise. And then when you just call... I mean, I guess we could have just jammed right there, probably gotten it, because it was only 5K, but I think we gave ourselves the best chance of winning. And if this player is going to call a raise from an earlier position, shorter stack, with ace-6 offsuit, we got to give him chances to make mistakes. Betting at him only allows him to, only gives him an opportunity to play perfect. So we take that away by letting him make his own dumb mistakes. Let's see. Limped pot, gut shot, and a pair. Check. It's a good takedown. So they're an hour into this fucking movie, and now they're finally addressing Tony's anxiety. I guess he had one anxiety attack before that, but... open-ended. Oh, we got that ace-10 again. So do we want to gamble on this guy, or does he obviously have us beat right now with 10-jack or 8-jack? I think we let it go. I think it's just a free roll too much. Like, there's no way I can really reasonably outright win. Okay, I don't love this, but I am just going to call. Go ahead and bet here. Little value, little protection. This player open gets 3-bet. I cold call and he jams over the top. I think if we see a jam, we just fold. Yeah, the ace-5's hilarious. I was going to say if he folds, we obviously call. Ace-5 is just absolutely just trash. It's unbelievably bad. This is the guy who did the other bet, the jam bet. It's just so bad. The hell, 4 people sat out immediately? That's ridiculous. This is a good setup to get action on the aces. Limp, raise, re-raise from Scrooge. Fairly solid. I think I need ace-jack suited or ace-queen plus to call in position there. This table looks pretty dead. Cold call. Might get us a jam. No. This should be a king a lot. Let's go ahead and bet half pot. See the all-in. Call. Flops an 8, makes quads. Awesome. Cold calls 3-bet for half his stack with pocket 8s. Awesome. People are really doing some crazy shit. Good thing he didn't actually have a real stack on the table. Yeah, this table's done. It's alright, I got another one. This. I mean, that's just really trash. He cold called 30% of his stack. At that point, why not just jam it? Like, and what happens if you miss this flop? Are you folding? Not folding, he doesn't have enough. It's hilarious. He'd probably have me beat. Let's go ahead and bet to buy the river. Or just take it down. Don't usually play these, but with the post, I don't mind it. It's pretty good. So he never has ace-king. He knows I never have ace-king, but king-queen can't fold here. Queen-8, even better. Queen's alright. He calls. It's fine. Don't understand this. First biggest raise he's made the whole game. I'm guessing it was ace-king. Kind of rough for 25 blinds. He 3Xs. Yeah, I think we want to take this one. If it was king-jack, I think I'd just call, but king-queen kind of reduces a lot of combos of ace-king, ace-queen that can call. Ace-jack's right on the line, so yeah, we see a fold there a lot, especially with a 3X open from the small blind. It's kind of too much. Like, he could just make it 2K, right? Or not 2K. He went 4X open, didn't he? Was it a 4X open? No, it was a full 3X. So, yeah, he could have gone, what is that, 14? He didn't have to go 2,000. He could have gone like 1,800. Seems like a small thing, but it's a full 3X. It's kind of not great.
So we can give this one up. 100 hands for a double. Not bad. Is this table good? Wow. That is 15 kinds of bad right there. Case queen, too. Sheesh. Ace is nice. Hilarious that we share the ace. So we're going on break here in a minute. This re-raise is super bad. Like, what's even the point of this? If he takes a long time and jams, then he's got a monster. But this guy's never going to fold either, so... There it is. Pocket tens. I don't agree with that, but congrats. All right, I'll be right back.
A little extra caffeine. Let's get back into it. I'm still gonna ditch this table. It's just been too many hands. I gotta remember to keep that in mind, especially when I have the full, 6 tables going. One spot too early. Maybe it's 2. It's 2 spots too early. Just looked it up. Oh, cheat sheet. Sure. Oh, it's a funny scene. The Tony Stark fanboy in the van. Don't think we can fold because of beautiful flops like that. I guess we just call. Don't really love the heart, mainly because it kills action, but that 10 is awful. It actually makes me very vulnerable. Super vulnerable. Like I might hate my hand right now. Way to go, bro. The only fold that I make there that's a mistake is when he has exactly 10 jack, but I don't think that's the case. Six. Nope. Same deal. We're looking for a good spot to get it in this time, though. Let's go ahead and re-raise here. Don't love the ace. Gonna check. It's a retarded 3-bet. We go ahead and lead here. Kind of hard for this to be a draw because I have 2 5s. Except for exactly 9-10. That's kind of rough. Oh, because it's more likely he has 9-10 than a set, right? I don't think we can fold, though. The diamond on the river is kind of a saver. Unless he has exactly 9-10 of diamonds. Really shouldn't, though. I don't think I can fold. Interesting that he got there with the 5. It's really rough having pocket 5s there. Because it really cuts down on the combos he can have, but... If we see a call, we can call. So many short stacks. Dun, 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 dun. Cold call. It's hilarious. Well, I guess we just call. There's those 8s again. It's amazing. Literally same scenario with the 8s versus the ace-king earlier. Or with the aces earlier. Like, why not just get it in? And you're just going to try to represent the ace? Mm-hmm. Lead out of the big blind isn't too scary, honestly. The call's a bigger problem, but I don't think we want to fold a pair just yet. I'm going to lead at top and bottom, or middle, sorry, bottom 2. I don't know what this is. I mean, he could just be trying to show down an ace. 3's kind of good. Yeah, he's trying to show down an ace. Getting raised here. This should be an overpair a lot. If he has 2 pairs set, it's just too bad. He has Jack 10. 8 makes a full. Nice. That's why you lead the 2 pair. It's also why you don't play short stack, because you cannot fold. You just just get abused. Look at this crap. How do you fold? Ace 10. An awful fucking call. Shouldn't have called it pre-flop. This guy's gonna lose his mind. I do love the MacGyver Tony Stark scene here, where he builds a bunch of shit to infiltrate because the armor's not ready. Oh, and Ben Kingsley as the Mandarin. See a safe flop and then go from there. Okay. I mean, if he's got a pair bigger than mine, it's whatever, but he's going to jam all boards, so we're just going to call. Can I have a 9, please? Almost didn't call it. I think I'm folding 8s. No, I'm folding 7s. But this idiot raising on the button and only putting $3 at risk is not a real recipe to fold. 14 blinds. If it folds to me, even though there's no small blind, I think it's a good spot to jam. Yeah, we're way too far away from the cash to give up a spot. Yep. Let's do it. This player did just get these chips, so he shouldn't call me off too light. And when there is no small blind, your hand looks stronger anyway, because it's less worth it to win. You know, there's 600 less chips in the pot with the blind than ante. 620, 625. Wow. I just really would love to know what the logic is to the min raise. $7-4. It is really worth going for extra value on these tables today. I just wish I could get something going. Made the set. Okay. If you flopped it, you flopped it, but you bet the full pot like that, you must want to get it in, right? No? Shocking. Player's in the blind, he can obviously have something, but I don't think he ever folds a queen there. Could have hands like 7-8, 7-9, some club draws, but I think we just have to keep betting and pound through. Because when we get called, we kind of get full value. I don't know. Maybe I'm overplaying that spot in the 10-0. It might not be. It might not be as ideal, just because everybody's calling the flop bets. They're not calling the turn. Maybe checking back the turn there is worth it. Because what am I really protecting against? Like, what am I worried about here? Club draws? He's not going to fold a club draw anyway. So in the instances that he doesn't have it, we're not really going to get anywhere. This looks like a jam, but it's truly not. This player raised every other hand. I'm not bothering with that. I was thinking about playing the limp here, but I just can't make myself do it. Especially when we're going to see 3 bets from the button here a ton. Get called. Three's not the worst. I'm gonna try a little instigator. Yeah. I don't know if we could have gotten much more out of a queen, especially like queen 8. 10-5. Wow, he was really convinced. I mean, I think I found the right bet. I don't think he calls all in, that's for sure. Even though he thinks I'm full of shit. That's kind of a lot to win. Check. Wow. fuck is that? That's not bad. And you can't reopen. Jack's pretty nice. Yep. Check raising sometimes works, but I don't think it's necessary. It might get, it probably gets called, but I was not 100% on this one. Very cool when Rhodey gets forced out of the Iron Patriot suit. Is that 11 buy-ins? I do love that they made most of this movie Tony fighting out of the armor, which is pretty cool. You use half armor or whatever. It's kind of going to that storyline that he's not just a pussy in a suit of armor. It's kind of a big bet Scrooge might rejam. If he has two pair, he should. Alright, I'm going to let it go. Set of sevens, good for you. Of course I would have made it. But you can literally have a flush draw, which cuts my outs. And here's the thing, if I just call that, He's going to jam the turn. So I'd have to rejam the flop. This draw, however, quite different. Okay. Nice. Check. I think we can keep checking. Yeah, let's get out of this one. 64 hands to double. Not bad. There's 2 more tables I'm on the list for. Oh. What was that? Thank you. I hate tournaments like this. Just get so handcuffed. Backdoor hearts got shot through a pot. I don't mind it. That sucks. Yeah, it's never a straight or better. It's always 2 pair. Well, yeah, money's going in here. I was gonna say once it folds past here, we're pretty much getting it in. Sucks the player's under the gun, but I really don't think. I mean, calling here leaves me with 8,300. I think we want to just go because there are a lot of pairs that open under the gun. And King 10, apparently, which is fucking hilarious. Jack, Ace, Queen, no spade. That's a riot. Couldn't have won that one with aces. Annoying. What else we got going on? That was upsetting. Let's see. Satellites. $7K daily, $10K weekly. It's a freeze out. Where is the next round? Where is the next round? So, looking over the schedule, let's go ahead and bet here for value. Nope. What is today, the 14th? Yeah. So that's 5 o'clock. That goes off 12:50 daily. 3K. 3K seating now, but has late reg for about an hour and 15. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. There's the 3K daily that's just starting, but it's got 75 minutes of late reg. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to call it here for the moment. Let's see where we ended up. Currently down $60. Put 80 out there in tournament entries, so made back $20, 2 buy-ins in cash games. Not bad. Slow, but kind of hectic for a Sunday. A little bit of swings on the small pots. So there's this one. Hang on. There's this one that's already going. This is the 3K daily, and I think I want to play that, but it doesn't go off for an hour and 15. So I'm gonna go ahead and kill the stream, and I'm gonna host you guys out, and I will come back in about an hour and 10 minutes or so. I'm just gonna have a shower and eat and kind of reset, and then we'll play the night shift. So thanks for hanging out. I'll see you guys in a little while. Hopefully better luck tonight.